Hello everyone. Today we discuss about 7 factors affecting HRP and its objectives. So the 7 factors affecting HRP and objectives, the main point is these are the some factors affecting HRP. One, type and strategy of the organization. Number two, organizational growth, cycles and planning. Number three, environmental uncertainties. Number four, time horizons. Number five, type of quantity or quality of information. Number six, nature of jobs being filled. And number seven, outsourcing. Now, type and strategy of the organizations. The type of the organization determines the production processes involved. So, the number and type of staff needed and the supervisory and managerial personnel required HR need is also defined by the strategic plan of the organization. If the organization has a plan for organic growth, then the organization needs to hire additional employees also. On the other hand, if the organization is going for mergers and acquisitions, then the organization need to plan for layoffs, as merger can create duplicate or overlap positions that can be handled more efficiently with fewer employees. Now, the organization first decides whether to be reactive or proactive in human resource planning. Now, the organizations either carefully anticipate the needs and systematically plan to fill the need in advance, that is proactive, or can simply react to the needs as they arises, that is reactive. Likewise, the organization must determine the width of the HR plan. Organizations can choose a narrow focus by planning in only one or two HR areas like recruitment and selection, or can have a broad perspective by planning in all areas including training and remuneration also in organization. So the nature of the HR plan is also decided by the formality of the plan. The, they can decide to have an informal plan that lies mostly in the minds of the managers and personnel staff, or can have a formal plan which is properly documented in writing. The nature of an HR plan is also dependent upon the flexibility that is practiced in the organization. Now, HR plan should have the ability to anticipate and deal with contingencies. The organizations frame HRP, human resource planning, in such a way that it can contain many contingencies which reflect different scenarios, thereby assuring that the plan is flexible and adaptable also. Now, organizational growth cycles and planning. Now we discuss about in details. All organizations pass through different stages of growth from the day of their inception. The stage of growth in which an organization determines the nature and extent of HRP. Small organizations in the earlier stages of growth may not have well defined personal planning, but as the organization enters the growth stage, they feel the need to plan its human resources. At this stage, the organization gives emphasis on employees' development. But as the organization reaches the mature stages, it experiences less flexibility and variability, resulting in a low growth rate. HR planning becomes more formalized and less flexible and less innovative, and problems like retirement and possible retrenchment dominate planning also. Now, during the declining stage of the organization, human resource planning takes a different focus like planning to do layoff, retrenchment, and retire. In a declining situation, planning always becomes reactive in nature towards the financial and sales distress faced by the company also. Now, environmental uncertainties. The political, social, and economic changes affect all organizations, and the fluctuations that are happening in these environments affect organization drastically. Personnel planners deals with such environmental uncertainties by carefully formulating recruitment selection or training and development policies and programs. The balance in the organization is achieved through carefully succession planning, promotion channels, layoffs, flexi times, job sharing, retirements, voluntary retirements, VRS, and other personnel related agreements also. Now, time horizons. HR plans can be short terms or long terms. Short terms plans span from 6 months to the 1 year, while long term plans spread over 3 or 20 years. The extent of the time period depends upon the degree of uncertainty that is prevailing in an organization's environment. Greater the uncertainty, the shorter the planned time horizon, and vice versa also. Now, the type and quality of information. The information used to forecast personnel needs originates from a multitude of resource sources of the organizations. The forecast depends to a large extent upon the type of information and the quality of data that is available to personnel planning or planners. The quality and the accuracy of information depends upon the clarity with which the organizational decides or decision makers have defined their strategy, structures, budgets, production schedules, and so on. Now, nature of jobs being filled in the organization. Personnel planners need to be really carefully with respect to the nature of the jobs being filled in the organization. Employees belonging to lower level who needs very limited skills can be recruited hastily, but while hiring employees for higher post selection and requirement or recruitment needs to be carried out with high discretion. Organizations need to anticipate vacancies far in advance as possible to provide sufficient time to recruit suitable candidates also. Now, outsourcing. Several organizations outsource part of their work to outside parties, the third parties that I mean, in the form of subcontracts. Outsourcing is a regular feature both in the public sector as well as in private sector companies also. Many organizations have surplus labor, and hence instead of hiring more people for working in their organizations, and they go for outsourcing for recruitment for their organizations. So outsourcing is usually done for non-critical activities. Outsourcing of non-critical activities through subcontracting determines HRP, human resource planning. Now, objectives of human resource planning. Now we discuss about this. The basic purpose of having a human resource plan is to have an accurate estimate of number of employees required with matching skill requirement to meet organizational objectives also. It provides information about the manner in which existing personnel is employed, the kind of skills required for different categories of jobs and human resource requirement, that is HRR, human resource requirement, over a period of time in relation to organizational objectives. So it would also give an indications of the lead time that is available to select the train the required number of additional manpower. Following are the objectives of human resource planning given below. Now forecast personnel requirements. Cope with changes, use existing manpower productivity. Promote employees in a systematic manner also. Now forecast planning requirement. First we discuss about this. The first point, HR planning is essential to determine the future manpower needs in organizations, as we all know. So in the absence of such a plan, it would be difficult to have the service of the right kind of people at the right time. Now cope with changes, HR planning is required to cope with changes in market conditions, technology, products and government regulations in an effectivity way. These changes may often require the services of people with the requisite technical knowledge of training also. In the absence of HR plan, we may not be in position to enlist their service in time. Now use existing manpower productively. So be keeping an inventory of existing personnel in an enterprise by skill, level, training, educational qualifications of the workers or employees or staff, work experience. It will be possible to utilize the existing resources more usefully in relation to the job requirements. This also helps in decreasing wages and salaries cost in the long run also. Now promote employees in a systematic manner. HR planning provides useful information on the basis on which management decides on the promotions of eligible personnel in the organizations. In the absence of an HR plan, it may be difficult to ensure regular promotions to competent people on a justifiable basis also. So what are the factors affecting HRP? Now we have a conclusions about that. Factors affecting HRP are type and strategy of the organizations, organizational growth cycles and planning, environmental uncertainties, time horizons, type and quality of informations, nature of jobs being filled. Number 7, outsourcing. What are the objectives of human resource planning? There are objectives of human resource planning: forecasting personnel requirements, cope with changes, use existing manpower productivity, promote employees in a systematic manner. Factors. So that's for the video, my friends, and in the next episode I will discuss about the methods of human resource planning. So thanks for watching my videos and thanks for supporting me. Please subscribe my channel, comment on my channel, and please share my channel. I need your support. Thanks a lot for watching my videos.